gasoline tanker truck nicely slowed down to allow the 3 raccoons that ran across the street to live another whatever. Right on. It's Tuesday, 5:58 in the morning. The moon here in Cache Creek looks awesome. There's not too much light pollution, and of course if you drive outside of town and past Ascroft, there's no light pollution at all, just like Hope. All I see here is what you would expect in a small town at 6 a.m. in the morning as I eat some breakfast. A few cars and trucks doing their thing. There's no litter at all. Been in this town 16 days. Both the HA gangs and East Van gangs have a presence here. But the fact is, in 16 days, I haven't seen one thing of drug litter. No used needles, no Narcan kits, none of those little round spoon things they use to cook up their heroin. Haven't seen one beggar, haven't seen one panhandler. Can't say the same about small town Hope. There is absolutely no obvious drug houses, also unlike Hope. The mayor here doesn't go around mouthing off newcomers, and certainly doesn't walk around with an armed officer of the RCMP to protect his lily white butt. Over there, the old shopping plaza sign here has been turned off for some time, no doubt. Wander Inn closed it in 2013. This hotel, there's no problems associated with it, but they closed half of it years ago. The back of it has broken windows and stuff. I buy my CBD oil to help me sleep there at the Club Cannabis. Good service there, run by a couple Indians. There's a liquor store there, the hotel itself, and the pub. It doesn't seem the hotel to get much business compared to the Sundowner and these other motels nearby and inns. I had totally brain cramped and forgot about Monday Night Football yesterday. Don't know how that happened. Great that NFL season's back. The sun is starting to rise. So I'm gonna finish off and try to have a huge nap. If you're into, I was watching WGN News Channel 9 Chicago yesterday for the first time this year, and some black sergeant there was busted, framed 127 people, and he was caught by the FBI stealing from a homeless man of all things. They gave him a mere 22 months in jail, and now the city has to pay $90 million in compensation. One guy who got 10 years in prison in a frame-up job is getting $3 million. And 126 people went to jail because this police officer, who's a black man, framed them. Pretty bad. And they've got some guy named DeLuca who was an actual supervisor there, who's also into corruption big time, although they busted him. Too bad, you know. Like the Ice-T song says, if the cops are crooks, who can you trust? In Vancouver, some guy who's not on the force anymore, he was already nailed for inappropriate sexual relationships with a former female employee. They're doing, even though he's retired, they're doing a further investigation strictly related to his employment file, which is interesting. But if you know your history of VPD, in the 1950s, the chief of police fled to Brazil to avoid charges. And Officer Cannell, who was the son of the VPD chief, was busted for stealing a $45,000 watch from a fire scene in Shaughnessy area. And he wasn't even assigned to the fire. He just showed up to look around, saw the watch, and scooped it. Pretty bad. You're making like $100,000 a year and you got to steal watches. Like, come on. The guy who runs the water store there at the corner, he's a friendly dude. I drank a lot of water. Oh, I guess I'll get on with my eating. Weather's starting to get a bit cooler at night. There's a sign on the outskirts of town that warns you that at the end, beginning of October, you got to have snow tires to use one of the highways. In Mount Pleasant, some guy, 54, was stabbed to death. The story I saw had scant details, but he was stabbed to death. Too bad. Bring back the death penalty. The Liberals got rid of that. Bring it back.